Today we're going to do the last one of which is the inhaling press for the upper dantian. So this is actually, so it's straightforward and only just need practice, right? So upper dantian is the so-called Tanzhong. So remember the middle dantian, right? We had that several weeks ago. That's the Zhongruan, which is, so lower dantian usually is we call dantian. We don't need to say lower dantian. When people refer dantian, it's lower dantian. So lower dantian is around the point of Qi Hai. Qi Hai, just reiterate, Qi Hai is 3 finger width under your belly button. For the middle dantian, Zhongruan is 4 finger width above your belly button. For today's, it's called the Tanzhong. Zhong means center, which is your 2 nipple line up and join your Appoint Meridian. That's Tanzhong, or say Jiantu. So your rib cage joint, there's this thing. So that's that point. So you think that you push that point, and then hopefully that area will move up. Oh, so one thing. So one student asked me separately, said that now today's the last for the part 1. So in conclusion, she thinks that, oh, so for the inhale, expand dantian, lower dantian, waist, and kidney, that's easy. You can expand. But for how about, say, when we go parting the dragon, so send chi to our hands, or send chi to our head, or send chi to our feet, but I don't feel expand. That means I don't have any chi go there. Has anyone thinking that way? It's not the case. Different parts of our body, say here, the abdominal, you can easily expand. Other parts, you can't expand. You cannot expand your head. Even your chest, right? So the rib cage is pretty fixed. So the volume will not go like this. Maybe you can change it a little bit, right? By doing this, but not changing that much. If the outside shape did not change, does not mean your chi is not going there. For here, the dantian, lower dantian, or middle dantian, because the location in our body, it's easy to expand and it's easy to see or easy to feel. Other parts in the class, so many people say that, oh, I send my chi to my hand. Oh, so I feel the tingling, numbness, warmness, even coldness, right? All those is chi sensation. That's there already. Don't think chi is so mysterious or so, I don't know what's the word, so powerful, or because a lot of people thought chi is so mysterious. It must be very grand. So this feeling, tingling, warmness is not chi. That's chi, and of course, that's the beginning feeling of the chi. Later on, after you practice, you will feel more and more. Then it's more pronounced. So different parts of body showing the chi will be different. So needs to be understand that. Any questions along that? So okay, so before I go there, to segue that, in fact, I like to I ask my other classes as well, because this is the last class for part 1. So I like you, so tonight or tomorrow morning, I will put up the recording for this class. Please, please, I encourage everybody, go to this video, this class's video, and put up your comments. The comments will be, I like the class, or I don't like the class, and what's the benefit, or what did I get out of it, and anything that relate to this. I like you to have a feedback on this one. Okay. So you have feeling, or I have feeling on certain parts or certain technique. Certain technique I like, certain technique I just can't grasp, right? All those things. Anything you can think of relate to this Qigong for Health. I like you to share your feedback. Okay. I guess most people know how to do a comments, right? If you
do have questions.
Let me know. Okay, Ning.
Since this is probably the right time to ask it, on the back of your, or to the end of your handouts, you have method types. You have grow Qi, practice Qi, moving Qi, and apply Qi. There's 4 different types.
Yes.
And I can see the grow Qi, I understand that. And the practice Qi and moving Qi, seems there's a difference.
Yes.
And but then there are a few places there are sort of in between. For example, you just mentioned about the parting dragon. It is in the practice Qi, but it seems to be a moving Qi too.
Moving Qi. Okay. Good. Good.
So, and also you have the sinking Qi to Dantian.
Yes.
It is more like a moving Qi, but you have it as a practice Qi. So I just want to have you to clarify the difference between the moving Qi and practice Qi.
So I have that list: grow, practice, moving, and apply the number, right?
Right.
So it's very clear. So which one you?
Okay.
You for
example, like a parting dragon.
Parting dragon.
And
parting dragon, which is the number.
It's not moving Qi.
Parting dragon, number 10, right?
Number 10 and number 14.
Yeah.
They both
number
to
10.
me looks like
number 14.
Yeah, they both have the moving Qi flavor.
Oh, okay, okay. So
am I right?
Yes. So both has the path.
Right.
But that's the major to your major limb. One's 2 leg, one's that. So we thinking that's we categorize that as the practice Qi to your major parts. But yes, yeah. So it's in between the practice Qi and the moving Qi. Yes, yeah. That
okay.
Right.
I got it.
We just have to categorize it to one, right?
Right.
So yeah. Very good. Good point. Good point. Anybody see the point, right? So the sinking Qi to Dantian. Let's go down. So away from Dantian, and there's a path. So like a moving Qi, right? But we categorize as the practice. We utilize our Qi. How do we use it? So yeah, it's definitely it's a gray area in between. Yes, and the parting dragon also. Good point. Anybody look at that and to figure out the good? You like it, but yeah, okay.
I had a related question.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go ahead.
The related question before you put the paper down. Number 23 does not show up on any of the categories. The one for today.
23 need not show up in any of them.
Because I went ahead and just did highlighting, so I could tell just without having to look down below. And yeah.
Okay. So that's practice also. So
which makes sense.
It's a practice.
Because 21, right? It seems very similar to 21, right?
Very similar to 21. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good point. See. Thank you. Good. And who else has another question? Is that Elaine?
Oh, I had the same question.
Okay. Great mind think alike. Any other questions? Okay.
I did have a question about the last time that we did.
Last one, the iron shin.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but I just want to confirm. So, because this is, or it's more general question, right? For the tightening of the anus, in some cases, we do that.
Mute first. Someone mute. Someone mute. Okay.
Thank you. So in some cases we tighten it because we're trying to push the chi further, right? In some cases we tighten it because there's pressure building up. So these seem to be the two kind of cases why we would do it. So last week's is the case where we're trying to push it further.
Last week,
right,
we tried to push further. Yes.
The iron shin, right?
The iron shin.
So,
yes.
Which also, from my understanding, is the cases where we're trying to push it further. It's kind of optional.
Yes.
If it's working without it, it's fine. But
yes,
the cases where if we're building up pressure, that's not optional.
That's right.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yes. And good. And in fact, more than one student, one from here, two from my Saturday class, so actually three about the iron shin. They say, I don't need the tighten the anus. I can feel very strong. And even one says that if I use that tighten, seems to interrupt my thinking, my way of doing that. So then, yeah, by all means, don't need to do that. It's very interesting. So there's a, because the shin, like I mentioned before, shin is the part. Okay, like earlier I mentioned, someone was asked, say here, lower dantian, middle dantian, see, very easy to move. Then here maybe expand. Then here it's harder to expand, but someone definitely can let you feel that chi goes to here. If probably it's harder to see, but if you touch, you can see, you can feel the chi going there, meaning the outside can move a little bit. But for shin, almost impossible to change anything to feel that. So it's harder. But interesting enough that I have 4 already feel so far shin is their strongest feeling. So actually that's pretty good. That's very good. That's why you see it on the part 2, right? Because shin is harder, but shin is very important also. So we have several relate to shin, right? So see, I guess the beginning of the first few is related to shin also. So and actually, so that's good. And so to segue on that, remember I used to I said that several times, hopefully at least once in this class, is that I mentioned, so if two people, they started at the same level, and start doing Qigong, right? So and practice every day, doing the same thing. Just my class, 15 minutes a day. But then several weeks down the road, you see this one has more feeling. Oh, I feel this. I feel the tingling, warmness, or coldness, or a lot of feeling. This one don't have much, but you continue doing that practice at least 15 minutes a day. By the end, these two in general will be very close to in terms of the qi build up feeling in those. In fact, that's the Saturday one is the case. She said that yesterday she said that after the number 5, the turtle breathing counting, she don't have much grasp on any of those until the iron shin, which is the 22nd. She felt very, very strong. So this proves that my theory, because in the past I do experience some students is like that. So for this type of person, that you don't feel the feeling, strong feeling all along the way, don't discourage. She definitely, she continued doing that, and see now up to, and it showed up. So it's immediately, it's very, very strong. So because different people, the way of learning, or say the way is, in this case is showing, it's different. But the effort you put in with the right method, you will get it. So that's just another example to tell you that. That's why I like people to share your feeling, your comments, anything that you feel, and we can learn from each other also. Okay, so much for that. So
define for us what you mean by practice qi. Practice, does it mean maneuver, manipulate?
Oh, practice mean, I mean you practice, say one class, then you practice every day. You're doing this.
No, I was asking, when you define the 4 kinds of qi, 4 kinds of practice.
Okay.
What does it mean?
Okay. Okay. So good. So Eugene and Helen, sorry. So for Chinese, do you know? Can you tell?
Dian.
Right. So it's easy, right? So Chinese one is yang qi, right? So that's grow. So that's equally easier. For lian qi is practice, right? This practice is not just regular practice. There's a extra connotation to that. You do that. So like you spend your time like a kung fu, right? So you hua kung fu. You spend time with correct methods.
So what
you got practice. So practice. Okay. So how about you use this building up your muscle? So you need to do that. So that's 练你的肌肉. So you practice that, and with the right way. Okay. So you build up this. So if I do this, I build up the other method. So I build up different parts. That's practice. To build up more and more. Stronger. So growing is growing more, and practice. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. So when we try to do lian qi, or you call it practice qi, it is always by moving it. Either moving it in circle or try to press. You are still moving the qi, except it's not over a long distance.
Yes, that's one category. Yes, yeah. You can say that. You can say that. So, or okay, how about this? So use this analogy. I get a flower, then I mix it with water. That's growing qi. So if I want to grow, add more. So I grow more. But then你揉怎么讲英文? So I do this, right? So to
kneading.
So I'm kneading it.
Yeah.
See, the same amount, right? Same size, and you got the what's that?
Control.
The strength, or say elastic, or how do you say in
Gluten.
Gluten, yes, you got gluten. So you need to do that. That's practice. The more you do that, you get more gluten. You got more elastic, more something inside. Outside, by look, you cannot tell. So if you just mix it with water, you take that apart right away. But after you do kneading for a while, and then you got the gluten, it's very hard to get it. That's practice. That's 练出来了. So after we 练出来了, so after we practice that, we got a lot of gluten, right? So we can do something, we can make something that without gluten you cannot make. That's okay.
Yeah,
Then Qing is easier, right? So it's okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's like strengthening and more capable to control it. Something.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Capable to control. Yes. Yeah. That's what. Once just pure growth, getting more, and then the practice is getting control, and the moving is just go to different paths, different places, and of course the control and the going to different places, like earlier we were talking about. So it's there's a fine, not fine line. There's a gray area. You can either belongs to that practice or belongs to moving, right?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Good question. See, now you're more advanced, so you ask really good questions.
I have observation.
Okay, another good question. Yes, yeah, okay.
All the practice part is actually controlling the qi inside your lower cavity. Anything that you go out to moving part, you actually manipulate it outside that cavity. That's why I asked that question, why there is a gray area. Because if you can practice all the qi inside your lower cavity, then you got the power to start manipulating things outside. But in the beginning, we don't have that. So we don't have that feeling. After our muscle, everything is very strong, and our yi go with the qi inside the cavity. Anything going out, we can start using our mind to control it. So that's how I see it.
Good.
I may be wrong.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's one way to see that. But you know the idea, right? So the reason that we categorize that, let's just give you a easy way to see, okay, there's a different type. Then when you practice by yourself, whether besides the growing qi, whether the practice or say the moving, you go by your feeling, and I can feel them most, and I can do that the most easy way, and so you do that. Good. Any other questions in general? Good. I like it. So see,
I'm sorry.
So you have a lot more feeling. Okay, Virginia.
Taichung, I had a question. I didn't realize I was on mute. But does it say on the sheet somewhere which ones are which type? Which?
Yes.
Does it say which ones are moving and which ones are practice somewhere?
The new one doesn't. The first one did.
Oh, okay. I could never find the
Oh,
first.
the new one, yes, yes. So that's, can you see that?
I had the exact same question. Where's the old one? I don't see it. I only saw the new one.
I've hunted through my email. I can't find the old
Where's
one.
the what? The old one?
Oh, you mean the old one you sent months ago?
Yes.
It has a category in there?
You see that? See that on the screen?
Not really. So
Can you
Yeah.
see?
I can see it.
under each under 23,
You see that? Can you see it?
not really.
Not really? Okay, let me see. Then
Yeah.
again. See this?
Oh, okay. Okay, I got it. So this is in the old doc that you sent?
Yes, yes.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. Because that one, yes. So I have then. So that's the top. That's the type, and then the bottom. I had this suggestion, which I mentioned many times. Anyway, so.
Yeah, I've been looking for the sheet and I can't find it in my email. I don't know why.
Okay, I can send that afterwards.
Thank you.
Okay.
The other question, I had a very general and a really basic question. I'm sorry about this, but I'm just wondering what the purpose is of learning all these exercises. I mean, you build the chi, but what do you do once you've built it and improved it? And
Anybody want to answer this question? Then I will answer. Okay. So for chi, we say that's someone translate to say internal energy or life energy. And our theory, besides the Qigong, acupuncture Chinese medicine, even we say massage, acupressure, all those things. Most of them build upon ways that your internal energy, your qi, move, flow, the smoother, the better your health condition.
okay.
And there's a saying say that if there's a blockage, there's a pain. Blockage means block of your qi flow. Then pains. No blockages, no pain. So I guess most of the Chinese you heard about that, right?
Yes, I've heard that.
So you heard it. So then we try to build up, learn that how to control to make our qi flow more smooth. Even you say I don't have, I have no pain. Yes, that's fine. The more stronger, the more flow, the more smooth, the better your health condition. So we are under that assumption. And then put it in this another way to look at it. We say that so for regular for children,
yeah,
they do abdominal breathing. No one teach them. So we all use that, and then they full with vitality. They can running around all day long, no problem. They have a lot of energies. So that's another way to look at it. And in fact, I guess on this class, I think at least one mentioned that after several weeks practice of this, she got a lot of energy. Okay, maybe that's kind of general, right? Or not specific, but that's her feeling. You got more energy. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that does. Thank you. Yeah, sorry about this.
No. So definitely, see, yes. Why we learning this, right? Yes, and I guess most of the Chinese we already have that connotation. Say, okay, learning qi and qi flow is good. Say like herb medicine is making your internal energy flow. Acupuncture is that there's a meridian there's a point on that. Point is the crossroad, and it's very easy to have congestion. So you use needle to help to unblock the traffic jam. So let it flow. Then you're not paying so you're more healthier. I don't want to say cure or something. At least you're more healthier. So this way is similar to say, take the herbal medicine, go to acupuncture, except we use our mind, build up, practice, grow, practice in the moving, and use it to unblock our potential blockage. And I mentioned once, later on, if you have a mild pain, say got hit, you definitely can try to send more qi using your mind there to heal that faster.
Okay, thank you. I'm glad I know that.
And of course, for the on the other side, so very good. So this side, because we don't have this prior knowledge, so hence the question. And this is a good question. We definitely need to look into that even in detail, and the question as why, right? But on the other hand, I like this. For a lot of Chinese, they have another extreme of connotation. They say, oh, I learned qi, so I'm superpower. Please don't do that. Some people definitely they have that. So because the Kung Fu novel and all those things, right? So they think that, oh, if I get my qi flow and open up my microcosmic orbit, I'm become superpower. Don't remember in the beginning, the first class, and I mentioned many times, in my class of Qigong, I always emphasize, I don't want mention all those mysterious imagination, those superficial things. I want emphasize on practical things. Don't need to touch those things. Those things might or might not exist, but in this class, I'm not going to talk about that. If you are interested, after the class, we definitely can talk about that, because I've learned other methods. It's very xuan. Xuan, how do you say that? Superficial. Not superficial. That's missing, right? So xuan is, it's hard to understand, or it's like a spiritual, not religious, say spiritual thing, and that's easy. It depends on your interpretation, right?
Very abstract.
Abstract, yes, abstract, very abstract. But
it's like in a dark house, try to catch a black cat.
Okay. yes, yeah. Okay, good. But then there's a method that how to do that. So just to give you an example, I know that one is called Kunlun Xianzong Xuanmen. So it's very xian, xian is fairy. It's a fairy style, and the xuan, inside the xian, there's a xuanmen. So another style, very abstract. Anyway, so much for that. Come back to here, more practical, more easy, step by step. Everyone, if you practice that, like I mentioned that, you can achieve that. Don't feel that along the way, if sometimes I cannot feel as much or as stronger as other classmates. Don't need to be worried on that. Needs to worry. One thing is practice. that's you cannot skip that. But if you practice, you don't have much feeling along the road, that's fine. And at the end, you will get it. I just mentioned another example. Anyway, okay.
I just have my personal comment on this because that's my personal feeling. Because usually the Chinese says qi. There's another word followed with the qi. That means 血, means the blood. So qi 血 is internal circulation of all the blood circulation inside of your breath, inside of your body. So as I personally feel qigong, the practice will help smooth your circulation.
Of course.
Blood circulation. So
of course.
For instance, like we need to do, usually if we want to increase our circulation, we really have to work very hard externally. For instance, like you have to run, you have to jog, you have to walk, and you have to do all those things in order to let your heart pump the blood throughout your body. And I think Qigong is a Chinese way, mysteriously, somehow, internally move your blood all the way around. You see how good you are. So that practice probably will help you. That's why Taichung said that, you know, if you have some pain or blockage, they may be able to help you relieve it because the blood flows through there. It's easier.
Yeah. Yeah, in the beginning, I also, first few classes, I also mentioned that, remember the qi 血, right? So the blood circulation and the qi system, there's a lot overlap. Not exactly 100%, but definitely there's a lot overlap. And your nerve system also. So there's a lot overlap, but not necessarily the same. Yes, like a Chinese saying say that qi 血, qi means the internal energy, and the blood, that goes hand in hand. It's almost hard to separate. That's why one major sensation for people practice Qigong when they say, oh, I send 行气, move my qi to other parts, to some parts, I feel warm. See the blood circulation. That's a simple way to express, to explain it. I like to say that, yes, the blood circulation definitely is one thing. And then there's a more than the blood circulation. That we call the qi.
Okay.
Yeah. Good, good. Yeah, so there's many different ways to look at it, and there definitely is a good question. And this, even Chinese will have, I guess, majority have the similar idea of seeing this. But then there's a certain percentage, different people will have a different interpretation. But of course, there's a majority is talking about the same thing. Good. Any other questions before we're doing today?
Teacher, I have one more question. This is related to Eugene's question about tightening the anus.
Yes.
So the first kind is the Qigong is for building up the pressure, right? That's always the required set.
Yes, yes.
Right. So can I go over my notes just to make sure I have it right? The things that we ask to have Qigong or building up the pressure is first is
so it's a
is it
must? Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Good. Okay.
Number 6.
Number
right?
6.
Yes.
The gathering, the concentrate. Yes.
Yes. This one, and then is the number 9.
Number 9. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, and then number 12. The iron abdomen, that
yes,
one.
definitely.
That
that's
one,
yeah.
right. Mm-hmm. And the next one will be 15.
15. Yes, yeah, that's right. The gathering. Yes.
And I think that's it. That's the 4 I have.
Yeah.
And is that correct?
Yes. Let me see. And 20.
20. Okay, I thought that one you said it's
Okay, so
it's
20.
in between. You said.
Yes, yes. Okay.
Right.
So 20. Remember, I keep mentioning 3 things,
Yes.
right? So depending on this is Appoint Meridian, then you tighten anus, waist, and the back.
Yeah.
And then if it's govern the meridian on the back meridian, then you tighten 3 things, including the one in the front.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 things, 2 may be able to omit, but the tighten the anus is probably you want that so that you really can go up.
But in that
if
case,
you think that you don't need the waist and the back to help, by all means, don't need to do that.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's why I say in between, right? Yeah.
Okay. And I want to share an experience. When we say we feel warm,
Yes.
I am. You can say I am 很无聊. I have in my kitchen where I have a you know, the infrared thermostat.
Oh, okay.
So I tried it with tested with a pump. You know, when I practice, my temperature actually goes up 2 centigrade.
2 or 3, yes, definitely, yes. Oh, yeah.
So it's really not just feeling it; it actually changes the temperature. Yeah.
Okay. So that's a proof, right? Of course. Yes. So hands is the most easy. Plus, we practice Tai Chi, right? So even without that specific thinking about that, because the movement, because the relaxed movement, and we bend our leg, right? So shifting. So the shifting, although slow, it's not a cardio, but see, you're shifting, and one leg is very tight, and the other leg is very relaxed, and the body is relaxed, hands is relaxed. So that more or less help to pump, because the tightened leg pump the blood to the other direction. Then you shift, then you pump that. So it's helping your qi and the blood moving. So most of the people, after they're doing Tai Chi, at least your hands getting warmer, because that's most easy. You have most of the sensation there. And yes, so Elaine used that to prove that. And of course, give you a little, not to say, not too abstract thing, but it's people categorize as abstract. So Google the famous Tibetan monk. They call them something shield, like maybe they call it iron shield or say his shield. So many Western scientists or say doctors went to Tibetan, find those great masters. So there's one Qigong type in the cold weather. They don't take out all the shirts. They put a sheet, soak into water, and then put on top of those masters. They can dry that sheet very quickly.
Wow.
You see the sting come out. So that's their special way to practice that. Anyway, so too much for that. Remember, I said I don't want to get into the mysterious.
Practice that one. I'll have to practice that one.
Yes, that's part 10. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So today's right. I just mentioned that, right? So the upper Dantian, we know the point, right? It's called the Tan Zhong. If you don't know don't remember the name, that's fine. Just locate that to nipple and line up with a point meridian center. That's the point. So
what is the word for tan?
Tan Zhong.
Tan. What is the Chinese word for tan?
弹一个肉月 then 弹 how to say
天坛的坛的右半边
yeah
天坛的坛的右半边。你如果打那个汉语拼音是要打DAN DAN 单中。 我不知道为什么要打 DAN 才打得出来汉语拼音。
Okay, yeah. So 单中肉月旁，然后一个 yeah. Okay, so talking about the name of the so like now acupuncture point system now it's very easy. They say F11 or something, right? So anyway, so we know that point. So inhale, halfway, move your qi using your yi from south pole to Tanzhong. Then second half, push out. Of course, this one is harder to see, really push out. Definitely can feel a lot and see a little bit going out. And at this time, your middle dantian probably going to go in a little bit, or at least stay there. That's fine. Stay, not expanding. So you can go out like that. Then, after finish all the inhale and the exhale, go back the same route. Any questions? Oh, for the anus, gradually tighten, right? If you need it. Okay, let's try. Remember, tongue touch the roof of the mouth. A lot of people did that, but it's just subconscious doing that. That's fine. But I like you to start thinking about the nuanced details. So pay a little attention on that and then try. Okay. Any questions? Any feedback?
Teacher, when I do this, I can also feel the side and the back expand. Is that okay?
That's okay. That's okay. Yes, yes, definitely. But of course, so if you want, try to focus more here. You need to practice or try to figure out the best way. Although I keep saying that relax is always very important, right? So if you feel other parts expand, say a lot, that means you only have this much. Then a lot is going that way, so less goes to this way, say to here, the one that we. So if you can sort of control, don't go there too much. The place that is not we are currently working on, that will concentrate more of your chi to here.
Yeah, okay.
That,
I feel that I expand this first and then side. It's similar to when we do the Xizang Fu Yao.
Yeah. Okay, that's
like
why.
this and then in the back.
Okay. Yes. That's why I said that. Remember earlier I mentioned that when you start the second half, when you start expanding the top, your middle dantian might need to stop expanding, right?
Yeah.
So, but meaning the first half you're expanding, lower dantian and upper dantian definitely will expand. In fact, I categorize that as your lower dantian. When we're doing abdominal breathing, you will expand, and the middle dantian will follow the lower dantian, go out a little bit. And so for you feel that, okay, besides the lower dantian, middle dantian and the waist and the back all expand. Yes, that's we already become automatically. But then try to sort of focus to minimize the expanding on the second half of your inhale, so that all the expanding focus on your upper dantian.
Yeah, I think I didn't explain clearly. I think what I did is instead I expand this part first, and then I felt like I'm expanding right here, not in the lower dantian bufen. It's this side, and then the back also on the upper part.
Oh, okay. Okay, then that's good. That's good. Yeah, that's good.
That's all right, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. That not only all right. That's good. That's good. Meaning, so you go into your upper dantian, right? Remember, we say lower dantian. Lower dantian. If we look at the small version, it's at the point. Then I say dantian. That's the area around the point. Then now when I mention to dantian, or when you mention to dantian, or when I mention dantian, you will think, oh, actually the lower dantian is the whole bottom, right? Not just the front, the sideway and the back. That's my dantian, right? So here, I say here, the front. But if you can feel the whole upper side expand, that's a good thing. Just similar as the idea there. But of course, you want to go out, focus on the front first, and then the rest will come. But if you can start feeling that the rest, that's good. That's good.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any feedbacks, comments, anything? Because
I do have a question.
Okay, Alphonse.
When the second part of inhale expand the Tanzhong, I have feeling that my lung fully, expand to the extremely expand. Would that be the feeling?
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's just the feeling. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And it's the same idea. Just I guess probably it's the same thing. Only two people using different words to describe the same thing. So you say your lung go in there. And Elaine was saying that the whole thing, including side and the back, expand. Probably it's the same thing. Different words to describe. Yes, yeah, that's good. That's good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments, feedback, anything? This today's and anyone particular method you would like to review or anything? No? Okay, so how about practice once more, then we call for the day. Okay. Any feedbacks, questions? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Who?
Alphonse.
Yeah. Okay. Alphonse. Yeah.
After we finish the part 1, we exercise, we practice everything from 1 to the 24. So does it mean that, as I heard about the martial art talking about the 打通了任督两脉, so the meridian of the 任脉 and 督脉 has been breakthrough.
No, so remember, look at the one that I sent out. There's the top description. So end of the part 2, we will 打通. So we open up the Appoint Meridian 任脉, the Governor Meridian 督脉, and then we connect these two. 通
Okay.
小周天. Now we, yeah, so the Appoint Meridian and the Governor Meridian connect. That's the microcosmic orbit, or 小周天.
Okay.
At the end of the part 2, we will achieve that. 小周天.
Okay, thank you.
Just opening up this, and there's a way to go that. And actually, so some people already feel that, I think it's Elaine. So when we're doing the governor meridian going up, and she feels that there's an urge that she want to go forward. So that's why I say don't connect just yet. There's a way for you to connect. We need to build up more, the front and the back, and then we go. It will be more pronounced. Then you can really see or feel the differences, the connection. Yeah, good question. Yeah.
Thank you.
One request, when you send the documents, can you send also the names of the Qigong Part 2?
Yes, I did.
I don't know where to find it.
No, okay. But before the class, I know you. So, okay, not just you, right? So many people ask me that. So in my every video, if you are in PC, you see there's a show more. If you click on the show more, you will see part 1 and part 2. It's quite lengthy. You will see that all the details.
Okay.
And if you are in the tablet, besides the video and right underneath the video, on the right side, there's a reverse triangle on your tablet or cell phone. You click on that, you will see the description expand. That's in there also. I know that more people besides you, several people already email separately, say where to that. So that's why I say this is YouTube viewer 101 to see the description, not just my Qigong video, right? So other video, when you look at, there's a lot of good information built up in there most of the time that the author of the video will put that in the description. So besides that, so now you can try, everyone try to see that. In addition to that, just before the class, I send you the Word documentation about the 1 and 2, and with the top description and the part 1 and part 2 name list.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
This is Virginia. I have a suggestion. I don't know if others would agree. Based on the number of questions we have today, almost 50 minutes in this class.
Yeah.
I suggest that we take the next 2 weeks to practice, to review the first 23 methods. Rewatch the videos and practice. And then start the class in 2 weeks, like maybe September 1st or something. I don't know if anybody agree, because there's still so many questions today. It was like more than 50 minutes of questions. I personally don't have time to practice every single day. So it's a good time to review before we start part 2.
Well, I think the questions in a lot of cases come because people are understanding it more and they have questions about the details rather than kind of because they haven't, at least that's the feeling I have.
Yeah.
Right. So while you practice in the next weeks, I'm thinking like you can always send email and ask more questions while you're practicing, because I'm sure you'll find more questions.
Yeah, okay. So in terms of question, I guess because today especially I ask, because of the last class of the part 1, so I keep asking more questions, even general questions, and then we go over the list, right? But when we practice, actually I almost forgot that Appoint was saying that now we practice, say 23. No, you don't practice 23 every day. That's gonna take very long time, depending on people, right? So in general, so remember my suggestion was that, so after the 8 brocades and the relax and all those, you quiet down, you sit down. the first 5 minutes, my recommendation is doing the number 5, the turtle breathing counting. Whether you proficient with all of them or you still a lot I'm not quite sure or cannot grasp, always doing that, because that's the most important one. Even you think they say, remember I mentioned that's the purpose is to prolong your breathing, but it's building up, and in fact it's practice also. So if you say in the beginning you have 5 seconds per inhaling, exhaling, now you say, oh yeah, after 23 weeks I can do 10, I can double my length, but the length always can longer, will be better. Of course, in the beginning, from 5 to 6, 7, or 8, it's going to be very easy, very quickly. Then 8, 9, 10, it's very hard to take a longer time to gain 1 second later. But in the beginning, if you practice, you're going to get that very soon. And then from there, you always can get more. So the turtle breathing counting, always doing that every day, no matter what. Even if you only have 5 minutes doing that, don't do the fancy one. Then the second 5 minutes, my suggestion is that, so for the 23 minus 5, so 18, and minus the stacking. So about in the 17 techniques, everyone always will have 1 or maybe more than 1 or 2. Is you feel, I get it most. I can do that and get the most feeling of my chi. So doing that, 5 minutes to get your charged up. You build up the momentum, or say like your blood, your chi is moving in your system. Besides in that particular area, all the other parts will move in together. Only you feel or not, or feel strong or not. And so you got charged up after 5 minutes. You're ready to go. Then you do, so for a day, if you, hopefully now people aiming 30 minutes now. So you can do 3 or 4, or 3 with 1, let's say 10 minutes. To those techniques you are not proficient yet, or you think you need to build up more. So doing like that. Of course, there's one, who's that? I forgot here or the other class. So she said that, oh, is that, anyway, so doesn't matter. So she did the everyone, 1 by 1, say maybe 2 minutes, but 2 minutes, and then to the one that needs to work on, or say to feel the best, you spend a little more time on that. Then you need a little longer time. That's fine. And I'm hoping up to now, a lot of people, when we start sitting and doing this, you feel comfortable, you feel good. So you sit there, you don't want to stop. In fact, there's another student that's in Tuesday's class. He said that, remember we were doing the 17, the turtle breathing, the wind, or say the breeze from the more abstract one. And he said that he's newer, so they're about 5 weeks later than us, the new class. So he said that used to be, he always need to look at the clock. 15 minutes is finishes yet. And that day, he practiced that the number 15, the turtle breathing, the wind, and he feels good, and he just don't think anything, definitely not asleep. But when he look at the clock, 20-something minutes passed already, and he feels good. That's good. So different people will have a different feeling, right? So back to long answer. So back to Virginia. So we still can continue doing that. So just like I said, so you pick up do the number 5 first, 5 minutes, and then the best out of those 16, 17, 5 minutes, and then just pick 1 or 2 doing that. And for now, you don't have to have strong feeling for every single of it. And I guess most of people not. And so, but you might have a more favorite one, more technique that you feel stronger. So that way we can continue doing that. And then we can still continue, and at the same time we can practice this, because I don't want lost the momentum. So we continue, because after all, the part 1 and part 2, it's not really a how do you say that? It's a delimiter. The end of the part 2, that's a whole thing. So end of the second part 2, that will be say like a conclusion, because that's our goal, to open the microcosmic orbit. Does that make sense? We can do in parallel. If you have any questions, just send me email, call me, and doing that. Even when we start a new class, like I said, any questions, any basic questions is not basic question. Could be some other students' question as well, or maybe they know a little bit, but they need to refine, they need more details. So I welcome any questions anytime. Does that make sense? Any other questions?
Well, come back to today's lessons in here. I just have a question, because for the second part, you really have to push it out. So, and in order for me to do the push out, that really have to tighten the lower part of Diantian, which is take effort.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
And usually,
I did not mention detail. I say your middle Diantian might stop expanding, and in fact, so yes, some people will feel that if sort of stop the lower Diantian, or even tighten the lower Diantian, or say when I say when you tighten the anus, your lower Diantian will tighten also.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, so you don't need to differentiate it. Just say tighten the anus. Remember, I say that's the help. When you tighten the anus, your lower Diantian probably will stop expanding.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So that's the same idea. Yeah.
Yeah, same idea. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Usually the way I practice is I usually try to find the least effort way to do the practice. In other words, right now for this one, I find out I need to really concentrate and use more effort in order to expand it. I was wondering whether if this is just a pass-through period, or this just the way it is.
Good question. Yes. Remember, I keep saying that you need to relax. But Relax means use as little strength as possible. You still need to use strength to do that. So initially, for say this, pick any technique. Say this one, we just started. We're a beginner for this. So we might need more extra thinking or extra effort in other parts to help to get this expand. Feeling expand out. But when you start feeling really you can expand, try to see, can I use less? Less strength here, less tightening. If I still can do that, by all means. So that's the stage. Initially, you definitely need to do a little bit, say more, in order to get that. Once you get that, you want to try, see, can I use less? If I can use less and still achieve the expanding in this case, by all means, doing the less one. Does that make sense?
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah. And in other words, so this one we have just 2 or 3 instructions, right? But remember some others, I have a detailed list about instructions, step 1, 2, 3, 4. Those steps, once you proficient that technique, the steps become blurred. It's not that clear anymore. Or just like doing Tai Chi, right? So in the beginning, I have to say, okay, bend there, bend your knees, slowly raise your hands straight up to shoulder high, and then sink your elbows, and then start turning with. I have to say that initially, and you're thinking like that. But then afterwards, now you just say, okay, I sink, I bend my knee, and my hands will automatically go up to shoulder high. I will automatically start turning, right? So you don't think that detail anymore. So same idea. So initially you want to think very clear, one step, detail steps, and you need think a little bit more, then more or less you use a lot to get that. Once you get it, then you can use less. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. If no other questions, so stay home, practice. Oh, did I? Oh yeah, okay, I will send out, what did I need to send out? I already sent out the part 1 and part 2, just before the class, right? Some people already got it, right? Yes, okay, good.
We need the second part of part 2. 动作分为4大类 the 4 method types with the action numbers for part 2. We need that.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Stay home, practice.
谢谢.
Okay, bye.
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 老师，拜拜。